We outside, ho.
Oh, hi.
We outside.
We are outside. I came to fucking Philly, bitch, from New York.
Period. To
Far
see who?
off, bitch,
to
and off.
see
To see my husband, Kendrick, and SZA.
Period.
Thanks, SZA, for the show.
Thank you. Kisses.
Kendrick.
We out here.
We are
at the Lincoln Financial Field, aka the Eagle Stadium.
Exactly what this is.
And
go sports, go.
Yeah, we're rooting.
Go sports,
but we are here and queer and ready to cheer. Okay,
white folks. Oh Lord.
So I'm just gonna dive right on in and get straight to it because there's a lot to go through. It's a lot to get into. Yeah. Shout out to Angel, my friend, one of my few friends out in New York City, had invited me to go for free, may I add, for free, okay, as a belated birthday gift. And I could not be more happier, okay? It was so grand, so awesome. Angel had came down to meet me. By the time I got off work, I changed right into my clothes, and then we gone ahead and went straight to the venue. And when we got there, the parking I already knew was going to be around like $35, $40 because I looked it up in advance, like how it was for the event. So we go and we get to the stadium.
Security personnel. Don't forget to follow us on X.
So excited, we're stoked, checking each other out, like making sure we're good for our outfits and like nothing on our face, like so we're not like, just in case we so happen to run into SZA and Kendrick, like, because we got there like maybe a whole 2.5 hours before the concert started. So like we're making sure just in case somehow, some way we run into them. Oh, and also SZA was doing a pop-up. She had a pop-up thing. So depending on how long that line was, we were making sure like maybe we're able to get in there and meet her. We wasn't looking too crazy, right? Angel was more so concerned about Kendrick. I will definitely put that out there. I was concerned about SZA because, girl, like, listen, needless to say, we did not get to meet SZA in her pop-up because that line was long. Honestly, we were both hungry. We were ready to like find our seats. We were ready to drink, it was Cinco de Mayo. So of course, like, we wanted to take a shot or two. I mean, granted, it wasn't actual shots or anything. It was like canned alcohol, but we got our drinking. Went to go get merch. I didn't purchase any. Angel did, because the price was a little way too high for my liking. I was like, y'all gonna need to cut that just a little bit before I go ahead and purchase. But yeah, so went to the merchandise, got food, got drinks, found our seat, floor seats.
We're down there.
We're down where?
Downstairs, bitch. Ooh, the stadium is right there.
Point to it again.
Okay,
we gotta do this in there.
F12. Bitch, floor seats, never above. Never above. I don't go to shows and not be on the floor. That's not it for me.
Bitches could never. Cute ticket. We love a cute ticket, okay? DJ Mustard had opened the show and we were getting it, okay? Mustard was having us jamming. Honestly, I felt like he wasn't out long enough. He wasn't opening long enough for me. He could have stayed out there a little bit longer because by the time they did start the show, I want to say it was like maybe a half hour later. And it's like, Mustard, you could have stayed out a little bit longer. Okay. I didn't want to sit around waiting a half hour, just twiddling my fingers. The show finally started. Kendrick was out and doing this thing.
That's fine spirit and they can't take it. Used to bump the Carter 3, held my rolling chain proud, irony. Think my hard work like Lil Wayne down with Erodo. Call me crazy, everybody touch my
SZA came out, was doing her thing. They each had like 2 sets. Like, so it started off with Kendrick, and then it panned into SZA. Then it went back to Kendrick. And I want to say before that, like they had a song together before it went back to him. I'm pretty sure. And then after that, it went back to SZA. And then they had another song together. And then they had performed Gloria at the end. Okay, just giving y'all the whole gist.
Come on. That's right. I need everybody to put your lights in the sky right now, Philadelphia. Sing this shit. Everybody say love.
So while this video is focusing predominantly on my experience at the concert and the performance itself, because oh my god, speaking of performances, so aside from just SZA and Kendrick, when I tell you the dancers were dancing, whoever was in charge of the choreography for, I don't know if it was the same choreographer for both SZA's and Kendrick's set, or if it was 2 different choreographers, whoever it was, regardless, 8 down. Okay, 8. Especially for Kendrick. Just made me want to be up there. I said, you know what? You're about to have me up there on stage just to do these 8 counts, because baby girl, when I tell you I was living, getting my absolute life. So while this video is focused on my experience, I also want to discuss my shock to how diverse the concert was. Surprised but not surprised at the same time, to a degree. For YouTube sake, I will say that I expected it to be a predominantly Black filled venue, right? And then other people of color as well, right? I anticipated a certain amount of Caucasians to be there, but not as many as there were. I didn't expect it only because of Kendrick. There was a ton of Caucasians there for Kendrick, and there was several there for SZA. I kind of expected it only because of SZA. Not as much for Kendrick though, but there was actually a lot for Kendrick. Why do I mention this, you ask? Well, as some of you may know, some of you may not be aware of this, both Kendrick and SZA's lyrics uses the N-word very loosely. Not just that may be fine for their lyrics and them stating that in their songs. Of course, this is also something just only stated within the Black community, people have their own viewpoints within the Black community on who else they feel could be able to say it, whether that be you are also Black or you're mixed or you're another person of color that not being Black, but you're, Latino or Afro Latino or Asian, you know, that just be like because you were raised in the community, like in a predominantly Black community, they allow it to, but different people have different views on that, right? Also, people have views on, whether that be Caucasians can be allowed to say that or not because it's in the songs. They should be allowed to say it. I personally do not view it that way. And when I tell you the amount of pressure I had to hold against myself because there were several Caucasians around me that I caught within my ears range, just loosely splurging out the lyrics within like having the N word in it and just all out, just fluent off of the tongue, just rolling off of the tongue. Like it's just first instinct was crazy to me. I said, "Oh, you're saying this with your chest. Like you were feeling this lyrics and everything in it as if this is you." Like, okay, got it. It reminded me of how much comfortability people that aren't within the Black community are very comfortable, especially people that are Caucasian are very comfortable saying this, especially if it's a hard R. Granted, it wasn't a hard R, but nonetheless, regardless, you are too comfortable. In my mind, like, oh, so I can only imagine how much you're saying this around your other Caucasian peers or non-Black peers. It says a lot. Still a way to appreciate music and the lyrics without still making it an excuse for you to use these certain words. Let it be a song where there is a saltine shaped object, right? YouTube. Let it be a saltine shaped object being used as a lyric in songs and referring to that as a whole of a people, regardless of it not being derogatory, meaning as in the derogatory sense or not. You would feel comfortable enough if people were to say that, but you wouldn't have a problem with that, right? Even if it's used as a sense of a people to appreciate. There was so much control I had, I should say, like keeping me like, child, just pay it dust, because when I tell you, at first I was like, maybe I'm just hearing things, right? Maybe I'm just making this up. Maybe I'm because I wasn't even looking, like that wasn't even the first thought in my mind for people to really like say, regardless of the lyrics. I didn't know what was going to be, what was going to happen, but that wasn't in my mind until it actually happened and I heard it once, twice, 3 times, 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. Oh! And I'm not saying everybody was. I'm not saying that at all. That weren't, Black, but there were several. My opinion, it is what happened, but that's just where I stand on that. It's just like, that is unacceptable. Unacceptable. it didn't deter from my experience. I will say that though. I still enjoyed regardless. It just was something that I had in the back of my mind, like, noted. If I did end up paying for the concert originally, it was worth every penny. Thankfully, I didn't have to do that. Thank you again. Shout out to Angel. That's all I have for this video, everyone. Until next time.
Where'd you go? Oh, you know